Greetings and welcome, my friends. Let's get in there and have some fun. This is Iron Man, a new Izzet-flavored synthesizer deck featuring our namesake. We've got a select payload of heroes along with our factory outlet this time. Our aim is the same. We want an army of Robot Overlords to take over the to punish opposing life totals. Even with some new helpers, we've still got a few of our usual staples to help us synthesize. Let's get in there. We're playing 3 copies of 3 Steps Ahead, the Swiss Army knife that works wonders in any synthesizer deck. A copy is what we're really after, as a token synthesizer helps us ramp up our output in Robot Overlords and in damages when we send it. The other modes are a great help. You can never go wrong with a counterspell and a way to draw a couple of cards at instant speed. With enough mana, we can use 2 modes or even all 3. Cryogen Relic is a fantastic little artifact. It does draw us a card when it enters and again when it leaves, so it's great at fighting shuffler specials. And we can activate it to lock down an enemy for a turn. As usual, enemy men are the greatest threat, and slowing them down to get us an extra turn or 2 is often well worth the effort. Vision Quest is a new card in Izzet colors that gives us the ability to pay X mana and fetch out one of our artifact men that is X mana. And we do come with some choice men that we will want to have in play. And because those men are all 3 mana or more, we can use Vision Quest to trigger any factories we have in play. Repurposing Bay is a key ingredient. We can use it to fetch out our key artifacts and even turn duplicate cards into more useful weapons. And once we have some factories in play, there is a powerful weapon we can fetch out to potentially end the game in one big attack. The synthesizer is our key card. We want as many on board as possible, and to copy it using a 3 steps ahead. We have another way of making a copy as well as a helpful artifact to make more token copies. The more we have, the more Robot Overlords we can generate. The Helm is an excellent artifact. We can use it to make a copy of any token artifact we control, which is why we want to make a token synthesizer. With every token artifact we generate, we also get a map token. The map tokens are a great way to boost the stats of our Robot Overlords. They can quickly grow big enough to overpower any men the opponent has managed to play out. Tablet of Discovery is a new weapon we're trying out. While we don't have many instants and sorceries to play out, we do have a need for extra mana and a way to make extra plays. And the tablet will help us with both. And because it is an artifact, it will trigger any factories we have in play when it enters. Just how we like it. Warmaker Gunship is our spot removal, and it comes in a 3 mana artifact that also generates Robot Overlords if we have a board that is ready to synthesize. It is a spacecraft that we can station to turn into a 4/3 flyer. All it requires is 6 power worth of men, and we unlock a flying blocker or attacker. Ultron, Artificial Malevolence, might be a villain, but he is an instrument of duplication. With him in play, we can pay 2 mana whenever a non-token artifact enters play on our side, and we'll get a token copy. Any copies made by Ultron will also be 2 men, which is fine. This gives us a great way to make extra artifacts, and the token copies can be copied by the Helm for even more duplication fun. Copy that? Roger, copy that. The Fire Crystal is a secret weapon that we'll use to give our men haste. Plus, it is an artifact as well, so we will generate Robot Overlords when it enters. And we can fetch it out with the Bay by sacrificing a 3 mana artifact. Iron Man, Master of Machines, is a powerful ally in the fight to dominate all life. To smash the opponent's life total. He doesn't have any enters play ability, but he will give us a big presence in the air since he will get a power boost the more artifacts we have. And when he attacks, if we had an artifact enter play on our side, we will get to draw a card. Additional weapons are what we need, and the card draw can help us find more ammo. Ironheart, Clever Champion, is not Iron Man, but she can bring a big ability to help us make plays. She does cost 5 mana, but thanks to her improvisability, we can tap artifacts to help pay for her cost. And once she is in play, all our artifacts that aren't men will have improvise. With enough artifacts in play, we can drop most of our cards for just 1 or 2 mana. For lands, we're playing 2 Fountainport, the special land that we can use to generate tokens, or fat sack them for an extra draw. For Stormcarved Coast, the Izzet land that enters untapped once we have 2 or more other lands. 4 steam vents, the Izzet Shockland. 4 Riverpyre Verge, the mountain that becomes a dual when we have a mountain or island in play. 4 mountain, and 6 islands. Playing the deck can be a bit tricky in the mid-game when decisions have to be made. The majority of our deck is in the 3 mana slot, and our turn 3 play will be critical. While we often want to be setting up our board, we also want to be able to defend our life total and try to slow down enemy men. Once we get a factory in play and start generating Robot Overlords, we can generally turn the game around thanks to our bigger men. As with any synthesizer deck, the primary goal during a game is to get a factory in play. That is the biggest hurdle to get over. We've gone with a limited number of ways to take out enemy men since we want to be focused on building our board. We're all in to win. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Yogi Bear. Hey, where's Boo Boo Bear? Where's my pick-a-nick basket? We're kicking things off with a 4-lander. We have a 3 steps ahead, one of our removal gunships, and a way to copy it if we need to. Not the greatest hand, but you can't go wrong with a never-ending pile of removals. Keep your pants on. Their play is a frigate, a clear sign they will be leaning on men to get in for damages. We draw a factory, and we'll be able to drop it in on schedule. All hail our Robot Overlords. They go with a Sirima, which is fine. They are playing a lot of spacecraft for a deck that should be playing plenty of men. They fetch up a Moon Girl. It's small, but it can turn into a monster. We are about to drop in a synthesizer, so all that is fine. Oh wow, we draw a second factory. We'll have decisions to make. Tonight, we synthesize. On top, we have an Ironheart and a land. We do want to get to 5 mana, so we'll keep the land, and Ironheart can help us play out our artifacts. They go with a Beza, the mad cow. Don't poop on my lawn. They will get to regain some life, and because we have more cards in hand than they do, they even get an extra draw. They station Beza. Looks like they want to get their Sirima unlocked. We'll go ahead and pass the turn. With 4 mana, we want to make a surprise synthesizer. If you've been with us a while, you know how powerful this can be, especially with a helm in hand and enough mana to play it and activate it right away. It does have flying, so blocking it will be an issue, but we can always hope to force them into blocking our Robot Overlords. They go with their Moon Girl. They follow up with a lab ship. That's a lot of spacecraft over there. Moon Girl gets beefy, but lucky for us, she can't swing in. They are a bit ahead on board, but we're about to catch up. They send it. That's a 6 spot, and it is in the air. Our chances of blocking it are rather slim at the moment. We ate the damages, and now it's time for our surprise synthesizer. On top, we have a pair of lands. We'll take the Verge, but pass on the mountain. A 2-color land is better, obviously. They hit us for 6, but we're returning fire for 8. And with a helm and a token factory, our men are only going to get bigger. Note that we could also play out Ironheart, but we want to keep mana up to activate the helm. They drop in a Tasmanian Devil. At this point, a Planeswalker won't make much of a difference. It's life total versus life total. They go with the -3 ability to fetch out a 1 mana card.
My network is already vast.
They play out their reliquary and sacrifice their carrot cake to be able to cast it. They aim their removal at one of our Robot Overlords. It's possible they thought they'd get the drop on us by taking out a blocker. Let's show them that they should consider all their men as potential blockers. On top we have a pair of lands. We'll keep the Verge. At 6 mana, we can play out a pair of 3 mana cards. At this size, just one of our Robot Overlords needs to get through to be lethal. They unlock their frigate and stare us down. On the one hand, they do have men we can't block. On the other, we have much bigger men that are about to return fire. They send it, but leave back only 3 men for our 4 attackers. I guess blocking isn't important? What is blocking anyways? How does one throw a block? Oppo doesn't know. We could synthesize some more, but all we really need is to get our AI men up to lethality. And we can be sure to get the kill by taking out their Beza. And pow! Right in the mad cow's kisser. Anyone want steak? That's GG's, extra Robot Overlord cheese. This is TikTok, the app they warn you about. Hey, those must be nice when you have an itch. We get a 3-lander with double relic, a tablet, and a gunship. We'll be on the play so the relics have a chance at digging up some weaponry. Keep your pants on. They smell it up in here. Wait, why does it stink like toe jam? Someone open a window. We draw an Ultron and he can be a force if we get something great to copy. We'll need more manas, but luckily our relic drew us another land. They throw down a Tifa. My Tifa hurts. Should I Thea Dentith? And now they play a land. It doesn't even matter, bro. Your game hen can't even swing in, but they're trying to pump her power. Some people. We draw a factory outlet, and while I'm ready to slash prices on all Robot Overlord models, I think this turn has to go to making Tifa walk the walk to her own coffin. Everyone likes the way she strut. They play out Bill, and of course, drop a land after. In this case, the pump is nice, but they are sacrificing damages for getting counters on their men. We draw a 5th land, which is amazing. We could synthesize this turn, but we can also hold off and play Ultron this turn. If he survives, we can synthesize on our next turn and get a token copy thanks to Ultron. That sounds amazing. We'll even station up. I don't think there is an instance where we risk Ultron and block with him. That is not a possibility. They play an ordeal on their bill. They are going full-on landfall and want to max out their counters. They even cracked their tunnel. It's all going landfall's way. For some reason, they pump their smelt. At least they know how to share the roids. Boys, you know what's going to happen this turn. Tonight, we synthesize. On top, we have another factory outlet and an Ironheart. I like that. We'll take them both and in that order. There is no world where we throw out our token synthesizer to block. Just isn't going to happen, so we'll station up. Unlocking the gunship will give us a flyer that can score hits. They play a land to pump their bill full of performance-enhancing dirt. The roids, bro, gotta get those men roided up, then send him in right away. Keep in mind that Bill has an activated ability that doubles the counters on their men, so we need to block. They play out another Tifa. They already used an ordeal earlier, which might have been a mistake. Playing the tablet will get us the factory we have on top. But if we go with Ironheart first, we can load up our board. Let's make sure we're going to have enough to pay the mana for another token factory. That's right. That is how it is done in the standard of today. On top, we have a Helm and an Iron Man. We'll take both, and in that order. We'd love to swing in, but they can activate their bill and double the counters on their smelf. Then we'd look a fool. Let's hold what we got. That's right, there's the pump action they love. But that might not be enough. Our Robot Overlords are enormous and only getting bigger. They don't have more blockers to play out, so they give us the GGs. They simply don't have enough blockers for the swarm of AI men that we'll be shipping. Who doesn't love a walking helm? We'll end it and send the Robot Overlord army. Bro will know pain. And that's GG's, extra copy cheese. This is can trips for days. She has to go to the can that often and for that long. I hope she can hold it for this game. We get a shuffler special with a relic and a decent set of cards. We'll give it a shot. Keep your hopes up. We draw a third land with our very first draw. We're in business. And we add a fourth land to our roster. We have the manas. They fire off as shared roots. They too have the manas. We draw a bay, and that will get us a synthesizer on our next turn. They drop in a simulacrum. They too believe in the power of robot men. But why are they playing green? For ramp? We are drawing all the lands. We started with a shuffler special, and we still have a shuffler special. At least this factory can set up our future draws. On top we have a relic and another land. We'll ship the land, the relic can be turned into another factory, so we'll take it. This is such an oddball deck. I'm not even sure what they might play out next. A core, and they're using green ramp? We'll go with the Helm this turn. We can use it to copy our first Robot Overlord. Wait a second. They airbend our factory. They knew what was coming and dodged it, like dodging bullets in the Matrix. That's fine, we can replay it. On top we have a land and an Ironheart. Getting her down could accelerate our plays. We'll take both and in that order. And that is what they were ramping towards. Ugin might be strong, but he doesn't end games on his own. We'll fight on and see if we can send this Dragon Walker to Pound Town.
Fools have so... Focus. Breathe.
It sucks, but we really need 100 manas to do what we want to do. It feels like having to take baby steps when you want to go full throttle. We'll go ahead and play out the relic. We can at least get Ironheart. But the question is, do we want to go with Ironheart here or with Iron Man? Or we could even go with fetching out a factory and start setting up to generate Robot Overlords. For now, we'll get Ironheart in there. She is kind of like ramp for our artifacts. They fire off a practicum, which seems kind of weird. When you play that, there really should be more men on board. And in your deck, we draw an Ultron. Is this land something we'll need untapped? We'll need 3 mana for Ultron, 2 for the Bay, and another 2 mana for Ultron's token copy. Yes, that does look like we did the math correctly. Let's get this pain train underway. On top, we have double 3 steps ahead. We'll take both. Let's visit our pal Ugin. He's feeling kind of lonely and out of touch. A punch to the face should make him feel a part of this game again. Plus, we don't want any ultimates going off.
Focus. Breathe.
They send it, but our first Robot Overlord is a touch bigger. Do they really have a sweeper incoming? They sure do. It even hits us for 5 damages while taking out our men. Sweepers and practicums. Kind of a shambles of a deck. We'll drop in our fire crystal. Not only will we start assembling a team of AI men, but the ones we get this turn can run up at Ugin for some damages. It is a gamble, but we want Ugin gone.
Such disharmony.
They get their practicum with 0 men in play. What they should have done was activate their core. Don't tell Bro over there. He might not be happy about that. Their play is a Black Emeritus. It comes along with a demonic tutor which can fetch them out any card in their deck. Another Ugin maybe? Or another Sweeper. It is tempting to play out Iron Man here, but let's hold what we got. We have enough mana to counter and copy. This time we are ready if they activate their core. But their practicum comes and goes without any men on board. You could smell this coming a mile away. They did get another Ugin. This nearly taps them out. Unfortunately for she who must go to the can often, we have 3 steps ahead to put them out of their misery. They might be able to snipe this synthesizer, but we're primed to start making a pile of them. Not that it is going to matter much, we should have enough power on board to be at lethality. Even Ugin wouldn't be able to save their can.
What?
They have a split up to clear 2 of our men out, but that is fine. We have our haste on board and a token factory that we can copy with the helm. Let's just get in there. That's going to be GG's, extra cheese. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.